Hello everyone and welcome back to Mediak, and I am incredibly worried about Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and it's because everything in it looks really fucking good. I really wanted to jump in here and do something casual and just talk about all of my opinions that I have on the upcoming Call of Duty game, because I shockingly have a lot, at least 2 pages worth of notes on my phone. So yeah, if you wanna hear everything I have to say about the upcoming Call of Duty game, stick around. Oh, and most of my opinions are going to be like primarily zombie focused, which is why I hopped into a game of zombies here, because I mainly buy Call of Duties like for the zombies experience and the campaign. I like multiplayer for the most part, but I've played so much Call of Duty multiplayer that it's kind of just all the same to me. And the only reason why I would play a new multiplayer is because it's the most populated thing, not because I have the most fun with it, you know? Right off the bat, I would like to say one incredibly important thing, which is don't pre-order this game. Or if you're going to pre-order it, because a lot of people are going to, just pre-order it like a day before. Apparently the zombies might be early access, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but if that is true, pre-order it right at the early access or right after we start getting reviews or something like that. We legitimately have been tricked so many times by misleading marketing towards zombies, and it's led for terrible experiences with both Vanguard and also Call of Duty Modern Warfare Zombies, which both are horrible experiences, I think, in my opinion. The map I'm playing right now, Shinonuma, actually used to be one of my favorite maps of all time, and because of Vanguard, I think it's dropped it down a handful of steps, and I'm only playing it because it has a similar like tone, I feel, as the map in the trailer for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the thing that is the most concerning to me is how good it looks. This is the first Call of Duty that's had a 4-year life cycle, to my knowledge. There have been a couple 3-year life cycles. I mean, not life cycles. Sorry. Like a 3-year development times. Like we've had several of those. Like I think Black Ops 3 was a 3-year. I think Infinite Warfare might have been a 3-year, but we've never seen a 4-year. So it's understandable to have some pretty high expectations for this Call of Duty. At least I kind of do. It's really hard for me not to feel that way because of how they're marketing it. And again, be strong. Don't pre-order it, because Mr. Waffle Waffles one time said that the Vanguard marketing was pretty good. And I don't disagree with that. Like, I fell into it and I pre-ordered the game, and the second I got it, opened it, realized it was dog shit, I was like, I just wasted my money. Again, wait till we see all of the information about it. If you know you're going to buy it, don't pre-order it until you see confirmation that you're going to enjoy the maps. The island map in the trailer looks interesting and it looks fun, but I don't know anyone who has played on it or done any testing on it, and I don't really trust any of those YouTubers at the moment because they went out early. You know, they're gonna have a positive experience on it regardless. I want to wait until just the average person is able to get their hands on those maps before I buy them. And I'm not worried about missing out on the pre-order content, because even though Brutus is pretty cool and getting Woods is cool and all, it's just a skin, and I'm really honestly not going to miss it very much because I'm only going to be playing the campaign and the zombies, and there's 4 characters in the map that are just like given to you, so I'm not going to use an operator because I want to hear the story bits and I like the characters whenever they talk. So I'm not really worried about missing out on the pre-order skins, and if you are, that makes sense and I understand, but if that game is bad and those skins are useless, then what was the point of pre-ordering it? One thing that kind of scares me a bit is that they already put a lot of like lore into it, like stuff that we have to look for. When Mr. Raffle Waffles saw the first teaser and he found the Liberty Falls thing, he put a lot of effort into looking for that, and that's cool and all, and I like whenever games do that, but he also mentioned that he did that for Vanguard, and it just feels useless, because why did he waste that time for a story that's kind of bad? Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be a bad story, but if it turns out to be one, then all of the hints and the lore and the stuff become useless anyway. Unless you had fun during it, then you gain something out of it. There's no point in a pretty cake if it tastes like shit, you know? And there's not a chance on this planet I'm going to ask my friends to get this game. Like, if they get it themselves, that's completely fine. But I made my roommate Chandler get Modern Warfare 3, and we've played 30 minutes of that game. And I feel so bad that I made him get that because it was a waste of both of our monies. Because I was convinced that it was going to continue to update, and then halfway through its cycle, like literally right when I bought it around Christmas time, Treyarch stepped out. Is that deceptive marketing? Because at the beginning of the game, they were like, Treyarch is developing the zombies mode. And that's what they sold it on. I bought it because Treyarch was going to be developing it. And even though there wasn't a whole lot inside of the game at the moment whenever I purchased it, I bought it off of the idea that Treyarch was going to continue developing something for it and make something good. And they even like mentioned the idea of round-based coming into it at some point, but then at some point they just changed their mind and switched it to High Moon Studios. What was that about? Like, I know that's not going to be what happens in this game because it's Treyarch's full game, but that doesn't mean that they can't do some other scummy thing like partway through it. This isn't like Treyarch or the devs' fault or any of them. This all just comes back to the CEOs and the heads of the Activision and stuff like that. I guarantee the directors and the devs have nothing to do with this, and they want a good game. No one wants, as a creative, I am a creative person, and I make things like these YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I'm never releasing something with the idea that it's bad, you know? Like, no one ever wants to create something bad, and I doubt these devs and directors like feel differently from that. So if you are upset at them like I am, if you're upset about Call of Duty like I am, then take your anger out on Activision and not their devs. And I'm pretty sure that's common knowledge by now, but I felt like that was necessary because I'm getting pretty heated in this, and I didn't want anyone to take my anger out on other people. As if I have a big following. I fucking 200 subscribers. One thing I said earlier was that I'm going to be buying it for the campaign, and that's because Treyarch just consistently makes the best campaigns, in my opinion. I plan on reviewing and ranking every single video game ever made. If you're interested in that, go check it out. There's probably a playlist. I'll put the playlist in the description of this video if you are interested in seeing what games I've ranked and reviewed. More will be coming. I pinky promise that. Black Ops 2 and Cold War are some of the best campaigns in Call of Duty, and same with Black Ops 1 and World at War. So I'm really excited to see what kind of story they're going to tell in this one. And it seems like they're building off of the Black Ops 2 story. Like, there are some of the options in Black Ops 2 that seem to be confirmed one way or the other in the campaign trailer, which is super interesting. And I actually really like that. I think that's like a cool way to go about it. I didn't plan on talking about multiplayer all that much because, again, I don't plan on playing it all that much. But there is like one thing that kind of goes into how the multiplayer is different, but it goes throughout all of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and that's the new movement, the diving in all of the directions. And I think that's a super interesting thing. Like, I always liked dolphin diving, but I never really considered why the character doesn't do that in other directions. And I don't see a problem with it. Like, I don't see how it's going to impact my movement at all. Sadly, you can't do this, what I'm doing right now in the game, the bunny hopping. But that's never going to come back because that was too broken, and Treyarch knew that, so obviously they're never going to do this again, even though it makes me unbelievably happy. And the reason why custom zombies is the best zombies there is. Yeah, like, I think the movement is interesting, and I'm excited to see how it affects with, like, PhD Flopper and just zombies in general. I could see it being an impact in multiplayer, but again, that's not my area of expertise, so it doesn't matter to me. I guess I'll talk about the island map a little bit more. It seems to be a recreation of this one World at War map. At least that's what a little bit of the internet believes. And I have no reason to disagree because it genuinely just looks like it. I'll put a picture of it in the video. But I have no problem with that. Zombies maps historically have just been reused assets. And I know that's not ideal, but because of how the story is right now, everything needs to be grounded in a way. So we're never ever going to get another Moon or Revelations because the story needs to just be on Earth and be within the stupid fucking Call of Duty story. So we can't do anything wild and crazy anymore, which makes me sad because I like Revelations and I like Moon and I think those are the best maps. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw like something similar to Shangri-La, but that's because it's like vaguely mystical. We can get some weird and interesting stuff. Like apparently one of the traps inside of the island map is something called a tentacle trap. And like I don't know what that is. It sounds reminiscent of the shark trap from that one Call of Duty Advanced Warfare map. So the next thing I've written down is the return of Gobblegums. And I have always had a consistently neutral opinion of Gobblegums. I'm not for them nor against them because I don't think that they really impact the game really at all. Because if you don't like them, don't use them. And people have the argument of like it'll automatically like put you behind. But this is a PvE game. So if you don't use them, your game is not going to be impacted. Like they actually have world records in Black Ops 3 that are like no gobblegum, like no gobblegum speed run or no gobblegum high round attempt. So you're not losing anything by not using a gobblegum. If you don't like them, don't use them. And if you do like them but don't want to spend your money, then just don't. Because again, you're not losing anything from not using a gobblegum. So just play the game if you enjoy it. Gather up the liquid divinium or whatever it is in the new one and use that. Granted, there is a chance it could be like Battlefront 2 and you get like there's no way to get gobblegums other than like cheesing it in some way or buying it. Then I understand getting upset about that. But I never saw the issue with gobblegums in BO3 because I felt like you get a decent amount of liquid divinium and if you use it right, then you'll get all the gobblegums you want. And Newton's Cookbook, which granted was added pretty late into Black Ops 3, Newton's Cookbook is amazing. And it's fantastic for like people like me who just play the game a shit ton. Because look what prestige I am, man. I'm Master Prestige 230. I've had a lot of fucking gobblegums. So Newton's Cookbook is just, it's my bread and butter. That's where I get all my perkaholics from. I saved the best for last, I guess. And by best, I mean the most terrible of the points that I have, and it's that for some fucking reason there's no local play for Black Ops 6. And in modern gaming, I guarantee there's a group of people that are going to be like, why is that a problem? Because you're always online anyway. But what happens in 6 years? You know, I feel like this is going to be a terribly aging Call of Duty if they don't fix this in some way, because whenever this game dies and they kill the servers, it's useless. It's 100%. Mr. Raffle Waffles said in the video, I'm quoting him a lot because he's like the main zombies guy I watch other than COD Zombies HQ, but COD Zombies HQ hasn't posted in a while. But he said, what happens if, like, imagine a world where Origins isn't playable anymore and someone just comes up to you and is just like, hey, do you remember like 5 years ago whenever we played the best map ever and now no one can play it at all? That would be terrible. That would be honestly horrible. What if the island map is the best Call of Duty map in the world? And then in 6 years, if you want to go back and play zombies, you can't. Treyarch has always been a pretty good company, so I have faith that like at the end of the cycle, they're going to make a local play for it so that whenever the game is dead, you can play it on offline. But what if you just don't want to play online? There's a lot of people that don't want to or literally can't. Like they buy the Call of Duty games just so they can play locally. That's ridiculous. One thing I forgot is that there's already no local play for Modern Warfare zombies. So if you wanted to play Warzone zombies in 10 years, you can't. As of right now, the time of recording, in 10 years, I will not be able to play Warzone zombies. Not that I liked it, but if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to. And something else that's kind of an issue is what if, because of the server limitations, there's not pause in solo? That would suck, because I mostly play solo zombies. That's how I fell in love with zombies, and that's how I currently play it, is like by myself. I wouldn't be able to do this right now and talk about the stuff that's on my notes right here because I needed to pause every once in a while to delete stuff. I wouldn't have been able to do that in this game if that's an issue. And Vanguard zombies and Advanced Warfare zombies actually didn't have pause for a period of time. So I would not be shocked if this one doesn't have pause. Again, Treyarch usually is pretty focused on giving people a really great experience, but at the end of the day, Activision is making this. So anything can happen. Not gonna lie, I actually kind of liked the new area that Vanguard added over here. I thought it was a fun area because it's such a fucking overpowered camping spot. Not camping, training, I apologize. You could just like stay there for 20,000 hours. If their servers weren't absolute dog shit in Vanguard, I would actually think that the Shinonuma remaster is the best version of Shinonuma. Except it's impossible to run it for longer than 50 rounds because your game fucking crashes. And like, yeah, that's a very small problem because not many people are going to be doing that other than me. But that's like why I play zombies is for the high rounds. And if I can't do that, then it just makes me sad. Even to get to round 50, if you pause for an extended period of time, your game is going to lag like crazy if you don't have an Ethernet connection. It's terrible. I'm worried that that type of experience is going to translate over in some sort of way because Vanguard was the first zombies on the Modern Warfare engine, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that. I don't think Cold War was quite on the Modern Warfare engine at that point. There's a chance that they just didn't prioritize solo play and focused on trying to listen to the community and give them the 2 maps that they wanted. And we're going to get into the game, and I'm not even going to be able to play it properly because if I want to take a round 50 run, I'm going to have to do it straight. Like, I can't pause it. I can't do shit. That's terrible. I don't think that's fun. That ruins the entire experience, in my opinion. I refuse to get lower than round 15 in a zombies game, so I'm just going to quickly do that, and then I'll say my final point, and we can end the video. Let's go! Hey, if you guys are interested, comment down below if you would like to see me rank every single Call of Duty Zombies map. No, I'll do... I can't make that video just yet because I don't have access to Black Ops 1 and its DLC and the DLC for Black Ops 2 at the moment. But I do want to make that video eventually, but if you are interested in for me to talk about zombies more, then I can talk about my top 5 favorite maps because I have the ability to play those. And also, in the podcast that the Mad Max, the Road Warrior, I said that the video that would be releasing before that would be Tome, and that isn't happening, and I'm going to explain that in this video. So, I've had some scheduling issues recently, so I've had to rearrange some of the videos I'm making. So, either this video that I'm like right now, or the Queen Charlotte one is going to replace the Tome video in front of that. And Tome is going to be coming out the following week. And I apologize for going on record and changing things, but I just so happened to be recording the podcast the earliest, even though that releases later. It just was how it worked out scheduling-wise. But that's fine. Thank you guys for being patient. I know I don't have many followers, but everyone who watches my video is amazing and deserves to get a medal. And I'll hand make each Mediak medal for them. There's a... actually, I'm going to see if I could do it. There's a glitch spot right there that you can get into. Okay, I'll start talking about my final point again. And it's just, I'm going to say it again. It's my final point, but I said it at the beginning of the video. Don't pre-order the game, please. Like, I'm begging you. Pre-ordering games in general is a bad idea. You should never buy something until you know the product is good. And a lot of people have said that it's like a gamble, but it really isn't. Because if you just wait, you'll get the lottery, you know? Like, if it's a gamble. Actual gambling doesn't work like that. You won't know if you're gonna win if you just are patient. But with video games, you just gotta wait till the game is out. And yeah, you might miss like the first hour of impressions, but is that really a big deal in the grand scape of your video games? Almost had it that time, guys. Yeah, man, I just like I'm cautiously optimistic because I obviously want this to be good because I want to play it and have a good time because I love zombies, but Activision has given me so many reasons to not want to play their games and so many reasons why I should be cautious for going into Black Ops 6. If you guys want me to cover Black Ops 6, just let me know. I probably am going to, regardless, because I love zombies so much, and if I like Black Ops 6 zombies, then I will have, like, more of a reason to talk about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more zombies videos, please comment down below. Please subscribe, because I want to get to 500 by the end of the year. Alright, and with that, I'll see you guys later.